So today let's talk about another Disney movie that I actually just watched for the first time. Another live-action Disney movie, Old Yeller, which is one of those movies that I always heard is a classic movie, one of Disney's best live-action movies. And I'm really ashamed that I didn't see this until now, because this is one that everybody talks about, and I know the ending, or I knew the ending before I saw this movie. Obviously, like, the ending is so embedded in pop culture that you know what the ending is, like what happens at the end and how tragic it is, but I can't believe I take this long to watch this, because honestly, I did enjoy this movie. I don't think I loved it, but I have not seen it more than once, so maybe it will grow on me. And I didn't watch it as a kid, which was weird because I've seen so many Disney movies, and Disney is an important part of really one of the most important reasons why I like movies. One of my favorite things about movies is Disney, like growing up with that. But I never watched this movie. And it's weird because everybody's seen this movie. Everybody knows what happens at the end. Everybody loves it. And watching this movie, I could see why people love it. But honestly, I just thought it was totally, like, it was good, but it wasn't like incredible. It wasn't like it blew me away. But that doesn't mean it's a bad movie at all. In my opinion, I thought it was totally fine, but I don't know, maybe it might take me some time to have it grow on me because I just never, again, this is the first time I've seen this movie. I haven't watched it any other time, so. But let's get into what I liked about this movie a lot. I really liked how it opens with all these characters in this family, and it's interesting because they've got these performances that are of their time. But I thought these characters were all fun and all likable and sincere. Like these characters in this family. Like, I liked how they all have separate, like the way you can differentiate them from themselves, and I liked how they all work together in their performances. And I knew the plot before watching this, but if you are one of the two people in the world who haven't heard of this movie, the plot is that this boy named Travis takes in this dog, Old Yeller, and while his dad's away, he's trying to be the man of the house, and he takes Old Yeller, who causes trouble, who just he forms a bond over, but it takes a long time. And I do like how he doesn't like Old Yeller at first, and it starts with him chasing an animal, and then a horse tearing down the fence that they created. So I could see why Travis didn't like Old Yeller at first, but I like how it takes a long time for him to really love Old Yeller until it becomes tragic at the end. But I like how it starts out where he doesn't like him, and then he finally starts to like him, and then the movie becomes tragic. So I like that he actually hated the dog at first, and he eventually began to really love him. I thought that was really a cool way of making you feel horrible at the end of the movie. And I feel like this one reason I'm going to explain right here is the reason why I think this is an amazing movie. And I'm not going to argue that there are Disney movies that I love that do the same thing, like Mary Poppins, but a lot of this plot, nothing happens. And like I said, there's other movies like Mary Poppins, which I love for Disney movies, that have nothing really happens in that either. But this one, it was kind of just repetition. It was basically harmless fun, and I didn't have a problem with that, but it was basically just stuff like Old Yeller's fighting a bear, or a pig, or cows, or a raccoon, or basically any form of animal life on the planet. He was just fighting, or running away and chasing animals. He chased like 5 or 6 different types of animals in this movie, and it was weird how much he did. But I mean, it was fun, but it just felt like that made it kind of unmemorable in some aspects of the movie. Even though people love the ending, it just felt like there was a little bit of just nothing going on, but I didn't enjoy it as much as, say, like Mary Poppins, where every time they go and they do different things in that movie, it's fun and whimsical, and you have different things going on. And this one, it's just Old Yeller chasing animals, like, for a lot of the movie. And I don't know, like, the movie does have a lot of moments of Old Yeller fighting animals, and by the end, whenever he's attacked by the wolf, like it actually made me care if like the dog would make it out. Like I just thought they did a good job of that, and it made me really actually care at the end of the movie. Um, and then of course I know the ending, which I'll spoil here because I know everybody knows it. That is pretty sad because Travis realizes that because he's bitten and mauled, he starts to get rabies, and Travis has to shoot him and kill him. And it's a sad moment, it really is. But then after he kills Old Yeller, it does the Bambi thing where how in Bambi whenever the mother dies and then it cuts to this a springtime song that's really happy right the second afterward. It does that in this movie too, where it's really depressing and sad, where like he shoots and kills this dog and then it cuts to a happy song, which is just funny that they did that. But I think they do that on purpose for kids to not be too traumatized, to keep traumatized. Like, oh, this person just died, and then happy music, let's make it happy so you know the kid doesn't stay fixated on the sad moment. So I think that's what they were trying to do. But it's just like Bambi, where I love Bambi as well, that movie, but like it does that funny transition where it's really sad and depressing and then really happy and really like silly immediately right after it happens. And the movie is bittersweet at the end because like I said, he kills Old Yeller, but he and his little brother have a little Yeller, so it's fine. I guess the movie's fine because they still got the little golden retriever. But I liked how it ended more on a bittersweet note as opposed to being just a downer. Because if it was just a downer, it would have been like a lot of people wouldn't have. I don't know, like people still remember the ending, but I felt like if it was just ended on that moment where he shoots the dog, then shit, that would have been a bad. Like a lot of people would have flipped out and been like, "This is crazy!" Like you ended on the dog dying, but movies have done that, and effectively that aren't this movie too. But this movie is good too because I like how it doesn't end on a completely sad note. It ends on a bittersweet note because Old Yeller was just there for Travis and his family while his father was gone, and then he comes back and Old Yeller's gone. I think that was just a cool, nice little journey for him to have with this dog, and by the end, whenever he's gone, his father returns. So he has learned a lot over time with this dog. And then I liked how there's a song at the end too that's called Young Yeller instead of Old Yeller because it's got the little dog now, the Young Yeller. As opposed to the song they sing at the beginning about Old Yeller. I just thought that was really funny. But watching this movie for the first time, I really did like a lot about it. I did like these characters a lot. I did like the fun, even though some of it was kind of dragging on because it was just Old Yeller fighting every type of animal on the farm or wherever they're at. Everywhere they were at, he just kept fighting a different animal. So, but by the end, it really did feel like it went full circle with like this Travis character learning without his dad there to become a real man and to have this dog help him on his journey, even though the dog is killed by him at the end because he has to be because he got rabies. But it really did work emotionally at the end. Like I did feel like I was satisfied with what happened, and I was satisfied with how these characters ended up. I just really liked this overall. Besides a few things like it just being kind of pointless in a lot of scenes where it wasn't as enjoyable, I still thought that this was a really good movie. It's just not one that, for watching it the first time, I don't consider it like the classic Disney and live action movie, like one of the best. I don't consider that this because I've only seen it one time. But maybe if I watch it more, maybe it will grow on me more. But for my first watch, I did still enjoy Old Yeller a lot. So this was a fun first watch, and I really did enjoy this movie that everybody has grown up with, except for me. So yeah, I really enjoyed Old Yeller. Tell me down below what you guys think about this movie, and thank you guys so much for watching.